Good morning. I get a lot of questions about Arbonne makeup and my specific makeup routine in general. So I thought I would share with you what I do. This isn't my like going out in the evening look. It's sort of my um, quick day to day. And it varies. Sometimes if I only have 2 minutes, I'll do an even scaled down version of it. But I'm going to go with, um, I have 5 to 10 minutes in the morning to get ready. I wasn't always an Arbonne makeup user. It was probably the last sort of element that I turned over to with Arbonne. I was admittedly a major sort of chain makeup user, and I was convinced that um, nothing could compare. And I even said things like, well, I know it's not as good for me, but I really like my mascara. I really like the primer I use. But slowly by slowly, I started trying Arbonne things. And I love it. I love that it's better for my skin, it's safer, and the quality of the Arbonne makeup is amazing. At night, when I actually wash my face, um, I'm actually taking off blush. Like I still have shimmer on my cheeks, which is amazing. So really the important step is to start with a good canvas. So I cleanse in the morning with the RE9 Smoothing Facial Cleanser. And I personally follow it up with all of the other steps. The eye cream for the day, the lotion, it has SPF, which I think is really important for an anti-aging step. I'm almost 40, so trying to prevent some of these fine lines is really important for me. We also have different lines. We have a calm line and an FC5 line, and we have an acne line. So depending on your skin needs, you would use something that's suitable. And if you want to meet with me or chat with me to discuss what would be good for your particular skin type, we could do that. Okay, so after my face is cleansed and moisturized and my canvas is all ready to go, I start with the makeup. I use the Arbonne brushes. I already had a really nice, expensive set of brushes, but I purchased an Arbonne set to go with my makeup kit that I use for parties and one-on-one meetings. And I decided that I actually like the Arbonne brushes better. So my other brushes are sitting in the drawer. I might give them to my children for crafts. So I like the Arbonne brushes. There's like a nice variety and selection. Mine need to be cleaned. I actually started using the Calm Line face wash to clean the brushes, which is a tip I just learned. Okay, so I'm going to take off my glasses. So this will take a bit longer than it normally would take me in the morning because I'm stopping and I'm showing you the product and I'm talking about it. So I don't want you to think, wow, that takes way too long. I could never do that in the morning. Because really, I've got it down to science. It's like 5 minutes. Okay, so I start with the makeup primer. And this is what I'm convinced holds my blush in place all day. So just a tiny little bit. I just put it on my index finger. When you put it on your face, it gives your face like a nice, smooth, silky finish. Fills in those fine lines. And just kind of all over. I put it on my eyelids too. Okay, and it gives your face just feels like silk afterwards. So that's step one. The next step I do, and again, depending on how much time I have in the morning, my hair's crazy. I might eliminate this step. So this is a good one to cut out for time savings. So I use the Got You Covered Mineral Powder Foundation. It does have SPF. It's mineral powder. It has minerals, but not mineral oil. And I'll talk about in a minute why mineral oil you want to avoid in your products. So this is the ivory, pardon me. This is the ivory, which I use in the winter. But once I start getting a little bit more color on my face, some sun, I have to change my shade for a darker one. Not that I purposely seek out the color, the shade, or the sun, but we do spend a lot of time outdoors, so it's inevitable. I use this brush. This is the Mineral Powder Foundation brush, but if you didn't have a brush like this, you could use the big powder brush. Okay, so with Arbonne, everything goes a long way. So I just dab a little bit on, put it in the lid, and then I'm just doing circles, like working it in. It's weird doing it on a video because it's opposite. I'm just working it all in circles. I'm not an expert, but I do watch YouTube videos, and I've been wearing makeup for a really long time, so I've picked up some things here and there. Okay, So again, this also has SPF, and it just kind of gives it like a nice smooth finish. Holds your makeup in place. You could stop there. If you don't like to wear a lot on your face. It does have a nice, light, breathable, sheer feeling. So you could stop there and continue on with your eyeshadow and your blush and your mascara. But I like to apply the CC cream. Okay, this is amazing. It's a 10-in-1. So you could skip the primer too if you wanted to, especially, or the foundation in the interest of time. You could just go right to this. Okay, this is magic. So see if I can show you. I dab a little bit on my hand. Okay, just a little bit. I use medium. Again, sometimes I have to darken it in the summer depending on the color, or I'll mix a little bit of the medium with another color. You could use a sponge, you could use your fingers, but you actually save 40% more product if you use a brush. And that's a tip I learned from a foundation expert at a major beauty department supply store. So then it's just like paint it on all over. I don't love sponges. They're really popular right now, those like beauty makeup sponges. The germs on the sponges kind of scare me a little bit. So if you're using a sponge, you want to make sure you're sanitizing it properly. Again, your fingers, especially if sometimes I'm in a rush, I might just like quickly pat it all on. So I didn't quite take out enough the first time, but I would rather take out a little bit and have to squeeze out a bit more than take out too much and waste it. Again, like I said, with Arbonne, a little goes a long way. Okay. So you can see it gives me like a nice, my eyebrows are crazy, but that's okay. It gives me a nice, smooth, even sort of base. And I think that's really important. You're probably thinking, wow, she's now layered 3 different things on her face. A primer, a mineral powder foundation, and a CC cream. It must feel disgusting, but it really doesn't. The makeup for Arbonne is so light and sheer. Like, it hardly feels like anything's on my face. It's already dry. It has a very smooth, light, silky finish, and that's what I love about the makeup. It never feels heavy or cakey. Even if you use, we have different foundation, even if you use a heavier liquid foundation from Arbonne, it still doesn't feel heavy and cakey at all. Now, I don't do this very often. This is more of my evening going out, but if you had sort of trouble areas or like dark under eye circles, which I kind of do a little bit, you could use the concealer. I use this when I'm going out. I put it on my eyelids because it makes the eyeshadow more vibrant color. It gives you that rich sort of theatrical, dramatic look. So in the day, I skip it. Okay, my next step is I use one of the eyeshadows. Again, it's all mineral based. This one has a shimmer. We have tons of light color options that do not have shimmer, because I know some people are not into the shimmer, but anything with sparkles or shimmers for me is all right in my books. So I'm using this brush, okay, and I'm just working it all over the lid and up. And the primer and the foundation that or the CC cream that we've put in is really going to hold your eyeshadow in place. Like the blush, at the end of the day, I'm actually taking off eyeshadow. It's not like all folded in the crease and like off my eye. It's definitely still there. I like to use a light for a base. Okay, so you can see it's got a nice light little bit of shimmer, but it's not glittery. I like shimmer, not necessarily glitz. Okay, the next step I do is I always pick a second eyeshadow. So my personal favorite as like a contour darkening color is Smoke. It's kind of like a taupey gray. But sometimes, this is the holiday palette, so I'm not sure if it's available anymore, unfortunately. but it has gorgeous dark colors as well. And you can see that this bronzy one down right here is sort of my go-to. But I'm going to use the smoke. So I use this brush. And I'm just going to work it on the brush. And this is a little bit weird. And I'm just working it in the corner. You can see how it's like, ow. Okay. I should do it with my opposite hand so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so starting in the corner, just pushing it in, pushing it in. Blend, blend. Blending is the key. Okay, you can see how it's just a nice, like, light, simple, easy daytime look. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Okay, just blending it in, starting here at the corner and just pulling it forward, pulling it forward. Okay. And that's all I do. Okay, you could work in a third color if you really wanted to, but it's definitely not necessary. Now for day, I don't use an eyeliner, but you could if you wanted to. Okay, I would either use like a pencil eyeliner. Arbonne has nice ones that twist, and they also have a little sharpener on the end. Or sometimes, if I wanted to, I'd use an angled brush. Okay, I'd use a darker color like this one here on the end, and then I would just put it in the lash line. But for daytime, I don't wear liner. Okay, next I use the mascara. Okay, love the mascara. Funny story, the first time, I was not a consultant yet, but I was having an Arbonne party at my house. My sponsor and good friend Melissa, she was hosting the party, and I had just purchased the mascara, and I had only maybe used it once or twice, and I was still very particular about my mascara. And at the party, she said to me, "And don't you just love the mascara?" And I said, "Oh no, I don't like it." However, I have since converted because, one, I'm putting this close to my eyes, and that's scary, the kinds of things that you think are in cosmetics. And two, it actually is really amazing. Okay, so it's thickening, it has a nice brush, and it's curling too. So you're taking it and you're kind of like curling it up. You can curl your lashes, but I find it's not necessary. Okay, so you're just like working it in and up. It's a little weird. Okay, once I finish with mascara, I'm almost put together. And like I said, this is taking a long time because I'm stopping and talking. But it's literally like a 5-minute system. And like I said, faster if I choose to cut out some steps. Okay, the next thing I do is blush. I love blush. I've always loved blush. This one I use, you can see it's well used, is Blossom. I love it because it's a nice pink and it has a little bit of a gold undertone to it. We have some nice ones with silver, some that are more shimmery, some that are less, but I love this one. So I'm using this brush. It's kind of angled. And I don't like smile or do anything. I try to keep a neutral face, and I'm just sweeping it across. Again, I met with a blush expert who gave me this tips. Now I do highlight and contour, but not for daytime. That's more of like an evening going out thing. So if you wanted to highlight and contour, you would use the highlight sort of in here, up on here, kind of above your blush line, and you just sort of dab it in and then work it like up. I also highlight sometimes the bridge of my nose, and here, and then contour sort of underneath, and then up as well. But like I said, I don't contour for daytime. I don't have time for that. I have kids. I know. Okay, so that's my blush. Then this is the magic. I recently discovered, well, recently, probably about December, this product, the Setting Pretty. Okay. It's a translucent loose powder. It also has SPF 15. It's mineral based. It has a little bit of shimmer as well, but it's certainly not shiny. I was introduced to it by an Arbonne colleague. We were at a Christmas event with our MVP, Helena DeBrun. We were at her house, and I said to her, "You are absolutely glowing. Like, what have you done to your skin that you look so amazing?" And she said, "Honestly, it's the Setting Pretty." Okay, so it holds your makeup in place, but it also gives you like a really nice glow. So I use the big puffy powder brush. Okay, and again, it's just dabbing. Okay, that's way too much, so I'm gonna put some out in the lid. You can see how much is sort of knocked off. And then I'm just doing circles, working it in. It's gonna set your makeup and help keep it in place, but it's also gonna give you that really nice shimmer. I just do it all over. If I'm wearing like a lower, like a V-neck cut shirt, then I would take it and I can put it on my neck and down sort of into this area, collarbone. Oh, what's going on with my crazy hair? There we go. It's opposite, right? Backwards. Okay. And so you can see it sets your makeup. It kind of finishes the face, but it's not shiny. I like shimmer, not necessarily shiny. And then sometimes I finish it off with a lipstick, sometimes a gloss, sometimes just a chapstick. Depends on my mood and wow, what's going on with these crazy eyebrows today? And what I feel like. This one is one of my favorites. It's a lip gloss. It's called Hazel, and it's just a really nice, like, light neutral. But depending on my mood, I also love this lipstick and Camilla. Nice feminine pink. I like reds. I'm not picky with my lip gloss. I'm a little bit daring. But since we're doing a daytime look. That's my kid in the background. Yes, William. And that's it. That's my super quick Arbonne daytime look. I hope you enjoy it. And if you have any questions, you can contact me. You can send me a message. If you want to meet, I have a full makeup kit with every single eyeshadow, all of our lipsticks, all of our glosses, all of our CC cream colors. We can meet. We can do your colors. You can have a makeup party. We'll do facials and makeup, whatever you want. Send me a message and have fun. Thank you. Bye.